Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Latina Mic Drop. Today I am in beautiful Juana Diaz, Puerto Rico, and I am loving every minute of it. We are enjoying our time. Unfortunately, came up with this unreal sickness for the first few days, but I'm feeling much better. You can still hear my congestion a little bit, but it's getting there. So, in today's episode, we are going to dive into leadership. So, not every leader deserves to be in leadership. And today, I'm going to tell you why. And we'll talk about what great leadership looks like, what bad leadership does to people, and one tool every leader should have. Now, I recall so many different things that I've learned from the bad leaders in my organizations that I've worked with, in different organizations that I volunteered in. You can always learn so much, not only from the good leaders, but also from the bad ones. And the bad ones really leave a bad taste in your mouth, but there are so many lessons that you can learn from them because they teach you how not to do things. They make you feel so many things you don't want other people to feel. So it's important that regardless of what you've been through, if you've had a bad manager, which you probably have or have one currently, that you still think about what are the lessons that I can learn from this bad manager. And this is when I realized leadership isn't about titles, it's about influence. And I used to have so many different managers that I worked for that really had absolutely no freaking clue. And all they did was put people on hold when they were asked questions and then come to me to answer the questions. And then they would go back and answer the questions. And it's crazy. I don't know why they did that way, but it really leaves a bad taste in your mouth. People don't quit jobs, they quit leaders. And people quit people that they don't trust. Now, I've had the privilege of working with someone that gave me full trust and actually changed the trajectory of my life and made my leadership really thrive because she gave me such psychological safety that I felt comfortable being myself, one. Two, opening my mouth and sharing my ideas. Three, she would make my ideas come to fruition. Four, she would ask me, tell me more about what I was thinking and why I was thinking and how I thought about it and what I thought about it and what I saw for the future and how I could see it and how we could make it happen, who we could work with. And she would just help support me and make it come to life. And then it ended up turning into this beautiful, beautiful program and this beautiful work that has really helped so many different people out of the struggle. And then there's other people who don't want you to be in the limelight, who don't want you to have any ideas, who don't want your ideas to come at all, who really just don't even want you to say a damn freaking word. They just want you to be agreeable. And those are the kinds of leaders that I really just can't work for. I really can't stand. And it makes it so freaking difficult to go to work and want to be motivated every single day because they only want you to do what they say and they don't think you have any good ideas. They don't think you have anything else to offer. They don't think that you're relevant. And it's unfortunate. I don't even think it's their intention to make you feel that way, but I think that they just don't know what they don't know, that that's what's coming across and that's how they're making you feel. And leadership is about influence without a title. And I've never been all the way at the top at every single organization. And I've always recognized that from wherever I was sitting, I had power. And people tend to think that you need to have a title to have authority or influence, and that's not the reality. The reality is that you can set things in motion from wherever you are. Even today, like I was just thinking about, man, people are really following me and using my stuff. And I won't say copying me. Well, I guess they kind of are copying me. And that actually gives me confidence, and that makes me even more cocky. And I really don't care, because it turns out that you don't even realize how many people are really looking at you, and you don't even realize how many people are really there for you, and how many people you really do influence. And I don't have all the following in the world. I don't have that many people who are, this and that, but I do recognize when people are taking my lead. And I do recognize when people take credit or try to do what I'm doing. And I remember my old mentor would say to me, that's a compliment when people do that. Because I was starting to get like, what the fuck? Like, why are people copying what I'm doing? Like, why are people copying my work? Like, how is that even possible? How is that even a good thing? And she said, take it as a compliment, girl. Like, you're doing great things. That means that you're developing others without even noticing. Like, people want to get what you get. People want to get the results that you give. So why not? And that's when I recognize that leadership comes in the shape of influence, not so much the title. And I've always been one who led from the sidelines. Like, I've led from, even till this day, I can still influence so many different decisions. I can speak to someone and put something in play, and people don't even realize it was me. People have no idea how I did it. People, like, I've had people even block me from, let's say, getting an award. So what I did is, okay, so my manager supervisor won't put in for my award, but I'm going to find somebody who will put it in for the team, not just me, for the team. So then what I did is I went through the sidelines, and I spoke to somebody else who spoke to somebody else who spoke to somebody else who went and wrote it. And because it was going to be beneficial to their team and they were going to look good, then they ended up doing it. And this person ended up being integral in getting that award done. So at the end of the day, I got the award and we got the award as a team, but people have no idea the route that I had to take to get that, and that route that I had to take for the whole team to be recognized for the work. So the one thing I won't do is I won't sit back, and I won't just allow our accomplishments to live and die. No, in an instant, because they live and then they die really quickly. Because, like they say, oh, you're only as good as your last good deed, right? They say that. No, like, we're going to make the most out of this moment right now, right here. And that's what I did. And it took me about 3 years to get that award, but I figured it out, and I had influence through the sidelines. And I do that quite often. People have no idea it's me. People have no idea where it's coming from, but then it happens. And that's something that you have to be really good and cautious about. That's called playing chess, not checkers. And it works. One power tool every leader should have is really freaking listening. People don't listen to each other anymore. Like, people are not people centric these days. People are not employee centric. They just want to follow the policy, write it, have everything written down. If it wasn't written, it's not a past practice, like all kinds of freaking nonsense. And people have no idea on how to be a people person. Like, they have no idea how to be a person first. They don't know how to be a human first. Like, freaking listen. People are telling you every single day what you're doing wrong. People are telling you every single day what they want. People are telling you every single day what they are looking for. But if you're not listening, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to figure it out. If you're not hearing them, you're not going to give them what you want. So your product isn't going to sell. Your information isn't going to go anywhere because you're not listening to them. But the minute you start listening to them, you start hearing their problems. You start hearing what they're focused on. You start hearing the gaps. And then you get, oh, this is the solution that I need to come up with to help them with it. This is what I need to do. But the minute you don't listen to them is the minute that you lose them. They will not continue to come back to you if you ignore them. You know what you're coming across as? The leaders that do this, you're coming across as that parent that when the little kid comes and they're trying to tell you and give you something or ask for your attention and ask for your help or ask you something and you shush them away, that's how your employees are starting to feel, like you're shushing them away. I know I felt like that. I know I feel like that sometimes still from some leaders that are around, where you try to speak to them and you try to tell them something, you try to give them the upper hand and you try to tell them this is not going to work. Hey, we've tried this, we've done this. This is why we've done it before. This is why we haven't done it before. This is what we did when we visited it. This is what's worked before in the past. Maybe if you do it this way, maybe this will work. But when you don't listen, then, and you shush us away and you think your idea is way better than ours, then we're going to shush away, all right, and we're not going to give you any more ideas, and we're going to let you fall flat on your face because, unfortunately, what good is it to tell you anything if you don't freaking listen to us? And unfortunately, sometimes that comes at a cost, not only for your employees, but also for the organizations. And sometimes you make mistakes that cost a lot of money that you could have saved yourself. Money, time, trouble. Oh my goodness, I've seen it, but hey, you can only do what you can do sometimes. And sometimes it is to, unfortunately, not continue to bark up the wrong tree if they're not listening. So I get it. I hear you. And so life goes on. All right. Now, not every leader deserves to be in leadership. So there are people who are micromanagers out there who, if you are the manager that is asking your employees to write an email and then they need to see the email before they send it out, that's ridiculous. Now, I get it if they're in training and it's like the first time and maybe they have a step-by-step process, or maybe they have something that in that email needs to be critical. Maybe you should be reviewing that email, but not every single time. There are some people who need to see every single word that you write and every single punctuation and every single, as you can see, it's giving me adjectives. It's annoying the hell out of me. I can't stand it. I can't stand it when somebody doesn't trust me enough to write an email in my words, in how I understand it, to explain it to other people. That is insane. I will never write an email like you or you or you or you because I am not you. I am me. So I will write the email the way that I write. So I let employees write their emails the way that they write too. And if they mess up or they screw up, it is my job to help redirect them, to course correct them, to give them the tips and let them learn on their own, right? Let them learn from their mistakes. But I'm not going to write the emails for them. Then what the hell do I need that employee for? I might as well just do everything myself. That is like over the top freaking controlling, and that needs to stop. If you find yourself doing that, I really urge you to take a step back because that employee is not feeling good. That employee is not liking anything you're doing. That employee is not enjoying their time. And that employee does not want to write anything at all. It's better if you just write it yourself then. It takes autonomy. You're not empowering your employees. You're disempowering them. You're really making them feel like crap. Really making them feel like crap. Stop doing it. Stop doing it. Is corporate leadership broken, right? So sometimes people are profit over people mindset and the outdated command and control. So something I did recognize the other day was the fact that people just want to tell you to do things and expect you to do it when in reality it's not even under your freaking scope of work. What the F? Like, hell no. Stop asking me to do something. That is not my fucking job. Unfortunately, there are some managers out here who think that just because they have the title and they are your manager, that they could just tell you what to do and you should just do it. That is so freaking stupid and unreal. And how quickly they forget the freaking agreements that they that make things work in the beginning, and then they're making it not work. So they make life difficult for themselves by going back on these agreements, by asking you to do things that are not your job, by covering for other nitwits that aren't showing up and aren't doing their jobs and don't even know how to have a conversation and actually are being coached themselves because they need coaching and you're following their lead. Like, stop doing that. Stop being the person that's their little assistant. Ah, can you tell it's annoying? Yeah, it is. I can't stand that. And it's not okay for managers to continuously do this to employees and stop asking them to do things that is not under their scope of work. I am very respectful. And then you wonder why back in the day, so many employees ended up getting unions and they had their roles and responsibilities outlined and they had all the cans and can'ts in their agreements and all the pluses and minuses that can and can't be done. They had to outline all of that because these are the types of things that were happening. And when you don't have a union agreement, like, people really tend to think that they can just boss you around and just tell you what to do. And even if it's not part of your job or your scope, even if they have a dotted line to somebody else, they think that it's okay for them to tell you what to do. It's so ridiculous to me. It doesn't have to be broken. We just need leaders willing to do the work. So I find that so many leaders just want to be bosses and just want to say, do this, do that, but don't want to do any of the work. And so think about the best leader you've ever had and the worst, and what made the difference. What kind of leader do you want to be? Make sure that you're thinking about everything that has worked for you. What leader has made you feel really good in your job? And what leader has made you feel really horrible and like crap in your job? And those are the ones you don't want to follow, but then the other ones you do. And then this is why I do the work that I do, because I believe leadership is about impact, not ego. And I invite you to DM me your answers on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Go get my book, Tattoos and Pearls, and start taking a look at what the leadership looks like for me and how I rose up the ranks and did everything and learned everything I've learned, because there's some tea in that book. And definitely check out my coaching programs. I would love to work with you. And that's it for this episode of Latina Mic Drop. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you on the flip side. Take care.